Hey Jelly Babes, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be reviewing the new collection from Madame Glam. So I'm sure you've probably seen it before over here on YouTube, but I'm really excited to have a play with it. So I've been sent the whole collection, which I am so grateful for. So thank you so much, Madame Glam, for your very generous PR package. Even though it is a PR package, I'm going to be 100% honest about what I think about the products. But as with all of Madame Glam products, even though they are inks, they are still going to be a high quality product. So this is the clear ink that you get to kind of blend all of the colours in, especially obviously if you wanted to create the marble look. But they are inks, they are not gel polishes. And I'll also be showing you their new velvet matte top coat as well. So I was really excited about using this. So as I've said before, this is the New York ink collection. It has been very much inspired by New York. So I thought it was really fitting to do a New York sort of skyline design using some of the marble inks. And I was so happy with how this turned out. And it was so fun to create. So I'm going to literally take you through a step-by-step on how I created one of the bases. And I'm going to be putting this over the velvet matte top coat. So I will go into what I think on my thoughts on the velvet matte top coat and a few swatches later on in the video. But I just thought I'd get straight into the design because that's probably what you're going to want to see first. So like I said, this is literally from start to finish how I built up the base and how I kind of created the beautiful sort of sky. So for majority of this I actually only used two colors, which is the pink and the blue, which you can see here, and obviously you mix it together you get that purple. So this part of the video you're either going to really appreciate or you're going to find really boring, and then I suppose that will depend on where you're at with nail art. So if you're new to nail art, you will probably really appreciate the fact that I'm showing you from start to finish how I created the base. If you're fairly familiar with these type of products, then you're probably going to skip majority of this anyway, but I just kind of really wanted to just put one base in from start to finish, just so you can just see, how long it took, what I did, how I built it up. And I'm doing this and I'm going to be trying to do more of this in my videos. That's what I'm going to be working on in 2020. Because I think sometimes when you're doing videos, and especially if you're familiar with products, you can kind of forget what it's like for people that don't know anything about a certain product. And that's kind of something that I have experienced recently. Like, I don't wear lots of makeup all of the time, but if I'm going out and I want to make a bit of an effort, I look at tutorials, and I've really appreciated ones where they slow it down, they explain it all. Because what you don't realise is obviously when they are speeding it up and not talking the way through it, like their razz through of blending looks like they've done it in seconds, which obviously they haven't. But you don't know how long it is. Have you blended that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What's going on? And it's those little details that people miss out because they expect you to know and understand, that I really appreciated in other YouTubers when they just, explain it and show it all. And one who's great for that, I think her name is Ali Andrea. She does lots of do's and don'ts, where one side of her face is the do and one side's the don't. And it isn't like, a toddler's done a makeup on the left and then a professional makeup artist has done it on the right. It's just those little subtle changes that make all of the difference. And I actually realised I've been doing my makeup wrong all of my life. So sorry, this is probably really long and windy. What I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to put in the detail, and you can literally see from start to finish how I built it up, and hopefully you will appreciate it. And a little tip as well, make sure that if you can, put the lids back on any bottles that you're not using. I spilt mine all, and it literally went everywhere, and it kind of got all in my cuticle, and it was really difficult to remove. So actually, if you're doing this on your own nails, I do recommend a liquid latex just to make the cleanup easier. So that's how I got the one base done. Now, obviously, because of the nature of the project, you're not going to get it exactly the same. Like this one, I think was my favourite out of all of them. I really loved how the colours all went together. This one, it kind of went a little bit wrong. That I, you know, over blended it. But you kind of, you know, you still get the theme of where I'm going with it, basically. So then I took some of these cloud images off of the MoU London. And I do add some hot air balloons, but it's not from this place, just it's from this plate even, not this place, just because they're a little bit too big. So I just wanted to put some actual, like I was trying to do like the cloudy sky with the base anyway, but then, yeah, I just thought it would be quite nice if you added actual clouds in as well. Then I used some, I use this Uber Chic plate. So I'm just doing the Skyline at the bottom. So I'm going to be doing double stamping. So, well, is it double stamping? No, it's layered stamping. So I'm going to put the black on here first. And don't worry too much if you haven't picked it up perfectly. I just came in and touched up all of the areas where it needed to be done. And then I'll come in with this Hit the Bottle polish, which is a lovely sort of metallic-y type of polish. And basically I didn't put it like obviously directly over the top of it, because then obviously that loses what I have done, but it's kind of like trying to create a layered look. And I kind of wanted it to look like the sky and the sun was like reflecting that gorgeousy pinkness, you know, because obviously it's all loads of glass, isn't it, on these skylines. So that's what I was trying to sort of create there. And I sort of did that twice. So I know obviously it's a lot, well, not a lot, but it's more work than normal. But I do really think that it's worth the effort. Like I was really, really pleased with how it all turned out. So I actually used this hot air balloon here from a Born Pretty plate. So again, I did the layered stamping. So I did the black first and then came in with the metallic colour and placed that over the top. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded, so I'm so sorry about that. But I am explaining to you how I created it. So I just put the hot air balloon on first with this one, and then I put the Skyline on afterwards. So I'm going to apply a glossy top coat to all of the nails first to show you obviously how it looks glossy, but also if you want to finish it with a matte finish, I do recommend putting the glossy on first to avoid smudging and smearing of the stamping. So this is how it all looks together, and I just absolutely loved this. I enjoyed creating it. It was really, really fun to create. I quite like the fact that even though it's a skyline, normally the skyline takes the focus of a nail art, whereas with this, you kind of see it, but it doesn't sort of like detract from the beautiful colours going on behind it. So the velvet matte top coat is really nice to use. It's, you know, no different to any of the other products from Madame Glam. There's no horrible smells or anything like that. So this is what it looked like with the velvet top coat on top of it. So I think for picture purposes, it probably is better with the matte, but I think in real life, I think I prefer the glossy. So now I'm going to get into showing you all of the other colours, and sort of I'm going to talk about the velvet matte top coat. So I'm going to show you the swatches, and I am going to be putting them over a no wipe top coat. I think it does kind of like the colour spreads a little bit more if you put it on a glossy top coat as opposed to the matte. But it just, I think it's very much dependent on what kind of design that you're wanting to create. So this is the first one. So I'm going to show you obviously how I created it. So this is Purple Ink, very basic name. So yeah, so they're really nice and pigmented. You know, it's not thick. Obviously they're a bit, obviously it's watery because it's ink, but yeah, but there's no like horrible harsh smells. I mean, I always have a window open when I'm doing my nails anyway, just to make sure it's ventilated, but I didn't get any headaches or, you know, feel ill after using these. So with this, I'm kind of like, I don't really know how to do marble basically, so I'm just trying to show you how I built it up, just, and obviously showing you the colour. So I think when you put it over the no wipe top coat, the colour kind of fades a lot more than when you put it over the velvet or like a normal matte top coat. You can see I had to kind of put a few layers on to build up that deep purple colour. So then I'm coming in with the clear ink, and this is really obviously great for, you know, do you know when you get that like marble line? This was definitely something that you would use to achieve this. So you can see how the lines are getting more defined, and obviously you could, you know, take away more of the colour. So basically I'm showing you how I did this on this one swatch, and then the rest of the colours I'm going to have done off camera, but I'm just going to show you what the colour looks like, just so this video isn't crazily long. It's longer than I would normally do a video, but it needed to be to kind of show you everything that I've been doing basically. So I wanted to talk about the price of these inks. So even though they're not a gel polish, they are still the price of a gel polish, which obviously with Madame Glam is $20. So I've got to be honest, initially I thought that was quite pricey, but what you've kind of got to take into an account as well is that these have been created as a beauty product. So as with all of Madame Glam's products, obviously, you know, they're high quality anyway. But, you know, obviously you can use the argument of, well, I can do this with a Sharpie and it's not going to cost me as much. And that is very true. And I agree with that statement. But obviously a Sharpie is a stationary product. It's not necessary. Well, it's not meant to be on your nails. It's meant to be on paper. So I think that's something to take into an account, that obviously it's going to be a lot more safer to use because it's been created as a beauty product. But obviously at the end of the day, what it boils down to is what you are going to be okay spending, you know, and that's obviously very individual. So, you know, I loved playing with the whole collection and swatching it. I think you're going to be able to create some really beautiful manis with it. And you don't necessarily need to get the whole collection. Like I say, for this design that I created, like I used 3 colours. And that's all it was, just 3 colours built up and blended into each other. But I actually think, you know, it's really eye-catching, and the inks themselves seem really pigmented as well. So maybe that is an option. Just pick out your favourite colours that you are gonna sort of use the most, I suppose. So which one is your favourite sort of marble ink so far? Which colours are you most likely to pick out and to choose? So this is how they looked all together. So obviously I haven't necessarily created a marble look here. This is more just to show you the different colours. I do love the fact that there's quite a bit of variety in the colours. So going on to the Velvet Matte Top Coat now. So I'm just going to apply it and kind of try and talk you through what my thoughts on it. So as I've said before, you know, this applies like any other gel product. It goes on nice and evenly. So that's been cured in my lamp now, so it does feel different to a matte top coat. How can I describe it? It kind of feels a little bit like silicone. I don't even know if that's the correct way to describe it, but if you compare it to another matte top coat, I mean, that almost looks glossy compared to this one. Like, it is super, super matte. And yeah, it's kind of almost, yeah, like silicone-y, almost like chalkboard. It is really good. And this is it just over some colours. And I just thought it looked stunning over the blue and the red. So yeah, so I think this has very, very quickly become my new favourite matte top coat. So I don't want to be like, oh, this is a new product, so this is therefore amazing. I suppose the only thing is, like, until you compare it to something else, like until you see something better, then, you know, whatever you've used previously is going to be the best. You know, up until using this one today, actually, the Kiki London top coat has been my favourite. That was sort of, I preferred that more than the Madame Glam one. You know, shock horror. But I did. But actually this one, to be fair to Madame Glam, this is the best one on the market so far anyway. So yeah, so I really enjoyed having a play with these marble inks. I loved the design that I created. I really hope that you loved it too. So if this is something that you're going to be interested in purchasing, then please use the link provided in my description box. Don't forget to use my discount code to get 30% off, which is Jelly30. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you so much for watching. Please press that free subscribe button so you don't miss another video, and let me know your thoughts on these inks and the designs that I created. And just finally, before I go, you know, thanks once again to Madame Glam for sending me out these products. I really did enjoy having a play with them. So until next time, Jelly Babes, take care. Bye.